Gauss is now an incredibly powerful Warframe. He was kind of originally anyway, but he's now much more powerful. Fast moving, armor stripping, weapon buffs that you can keep active, sustain a lot longer. They've done good with this round of changes. But first, I need to address something, okay? I fought with the Badger multiple times about this. We've drank, we've hugged it out, we've told each other we loved each other, and then we fought again because that's what you do when you're drunk. I think that maybe, okay, just maybe poking fun at how Digital Extremes pronounced Gauss was a mistake. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. Not Gauss, not Goose, but Gauss. And it's now getting out of hand. I feel targeted. I feel like they've said, oh really, Potato, you want to make fun of us, will you? What about these? Have a look at these patch notes. Have fun saying all of these numbers that we know you really enjoy pronouncing. What's that you're saying? Was that a number? Is that foliage? Is it a forest? First it was the floofs, which I let slide. Now it's numbers. And the fault, of course, is with my Irish accent. Gauss, like I said, got a bit of a buff in the last update. And by a bit, I mean a huge bloody buff. And right now he is an incredibly powerful, and dare I say it, a frame that is a lot of fun to run with. The untitled Gauss game. So let's talk about these buffs and sit back, enjoy this. Okay, it's not going to happen too often. Just know that I will be rocking myself back and forth later on in the shower crying at the abuse that I am under. Every one of Gauss's abilities, including his passive, have seen changes. His passive shield regeneration speed has been increased. Battery charge rate increases much faster now, which will mean hitting max battery charge even quicker for your red line and the upkeep of that red line ability as well, without you dipping down too much, so you can keep your buffs active. His Mac Rush, his charge, his sprint, now grants more battery charge per enemy hit by that rush. Again, another way to raise the battery faster. Increased battery charge rate when running by 33%. Feckers. Running through one of your thermal sunders on the ground, those radius effects that damage enemies, will now add that elemental damage to your Mac Rush, whether it's heat or cold, as the damage. His kinetic plating will now drain less of your battery when you take damage by 33%. See the pattern? The damage reduction is great, not so much the number. This means you can now keep it active and still keep red line topped off by using your abilities, because your battery recharge rate is kind of insane. Melee hits to your Gauss while kinetic plating is active will give you battery charge as well. Your thermal sunder ability has had its duration increased and increased its minimum radius from 33% to 50% as well, so you can affect more enemies with heat, cold or strip armor with that blast effect, with its heat damage having its damage now doubled as well. The blast damage stat of your thermal sunder has been removed and will now apply whatever elemental damage that you're casting, whether it's heat or cold, while also the additional damage that you just cancelled. So if you have cold down and enemies affected by it and you cast heat, it will deal heat damage, not blast damage, and the remainder of that cold damage that was on the ground as well. Blast damage will now completely strip armor based on the amount of your battery level. So if you have your battery maxed out with red line, then when you cast blast, you will completely strip all enemies affected of their armor, which is absolutely amazing. Level 160s completely stripped of armor in the blink of an eye. When you take into account that other changes will allow you to have red line active constantly and have you sitting nearly all the time at that 100% with your battery maxed out, it means that you can strip armor pretty damn quickly and a lot of the time, even with kinetic plating active. So he is pretty damn powerful. Now here's the fun bit. Your red line ability has had its battery gain rate increased by 33%. Projectile seek chance has been increased by 33%, and they decreased his battery drain by, you guessed it, 33%. What the fuck? I mean, come on, this isn't fair. Remember, duration is the best stat for your Gauss. It is kind of the priority stat, the go-to stat. His abilities, all of his abilities, more or less all scale from duration and not so much range and strength, although range and strength do affect certain aspects. Duration scales his red line buffs, his fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, and of course the speed at which you holster your weapons, while also being affected by your battery level. So the culmination of all of these changes and buffs means that Gauss now gains battery level faster, drains less with kinetic plating active, while also giving you that damage reduction because of kinetic plating. Strips 100% armor with blast damage from his thermal sunder when his red line is at that 100% mark, maxed out. He can keep his weapon buffs active for over a minute because of red line with the right duration build, while also having more damage reduction with kinetic plating, like I said, because you're not draining that battery as fast as you were before. So if anything, you'll actually be gaining battery level by moving around, by casting your thermal sunder abilities and freezing or heating up enemies or casting that blast damage as well. But don't take my word for it, revisit Gauss once these buffs go active on console, or if you're on PC, jump on right now, check him out, see how much better he is, and if you like him, he is a Warframe that requires more interaction with his abilities than most Warframes in game. And I'll be honest, it just feels really damn good using all of his abilities with none of them really having a huge downside. He kind of needs all of those abilities in synergy with one another, which is fucking awesome. And I'm kind of hoping that Grendel will follow the same kind of line when it comes to his abilities. But share your thoughts. Enjoy the forest. Hopefully you did. I didn't. Not really. I'm gonna go cry. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.